Before we hop in, I just wanted to give you your weekly reminder to sign up for our latest workshop called
How any landscaper can build a profitable business month after month.
Yeah, we've made some great improvements inside our business, and we've got some really cool offers for everybody, so those will be in there. But if you want to get all the hot, juicy bits and all the deets on how to build your business and make it profitable every single month, you'll want to hop in on that webinar. The sign-up link is...
It is milliondollarlandscaper.com/build, BUILD.
Yeah, so hop in there so you can figure out how to make your business profitable each and every single month. And like I said, I'm just being upfront. We will have some cool offers going on in there for everything that we have revamped inside of $1 Million Landscaper. We've got our Profits Up estimating, and then we've got our Profits Up inner circle.
Yep.
So all those details will be in there.
Great stuff. The one thing I will say that, we will be having more webinars coming up in the future.
Yes.
So if you get in there and it's full or it's not in there, there will be more coming in the future. Yeah, if you
can't join on that specific date,
Yep.
we will have some more coming up. Absolutely.
Yep. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll obviously let you all know, and it'll be on our website. So just head over to milliondollarlandscaper.com. There's always a link to it where you can sign up. Okay?
Yep. We want to take a quick second to tell you about our friends over at Cycle CPA. I can't even express to you how important it is to have a good accountant on your side. You know you want accurate bookkeeping and financial statements every month. Instead, you're often left with limited time to focus on the accounting side of your business and no reports to show for it. At Cycle CPA, the landscaping accountants, they not only handle the bookkeeping, but also provide landscape industry benchmarking, job costing, financials by service line, advisory meetings, and much more. Cycle CPA has a team of landscaping accountants available to provide anything from bookkeeping to CFO services. Visit cyclecpa.com, and for $100 off, mention the $1 Million Landscaper podcast.
EasyBeasy is easy to use, easy to learn, affordable work order and time clock app with unlimited users included with every subscription. If you've ever struggled with the daily grind of keeping track of work orders, you have to check out EasyBeasy. Make and edit work orders anytime, anywhere you're working, at your desk, in your truck, on the job site, even on your couch. With EasyBeasy, you can easily copy work orders to use over and over, which is great for mowing and plowing. You can also keep track of employee timesheets, contact your customers, add notes, instructions, even pictures of your jobs. EasyBeasy works on Android and Apple devices or any tablet or computer. EasyBeasy also has a wide variety of reports so you can have all the info you need for billing right from your phone. Say goodbye to paying for extra users because everyone gets unlimited users on EasyBeasy. Try EasyBeasy for free for 30 days. Visit easybeasy.app/MDL to sign up. EasyBeasy is a simple work order and time clock app for mow crews, hardscape crews, and everything in between. Start saving time and money with EasyBeasy. Visit easybeasy.app/MDL to sign up today.
What are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about basically upselling and cross-selling. We've been talking to our members in our program about selling a lot here lately, and we've been doing some role playing and doing some objection busting and stuff like that inside the program. And this is one of the things, we can teach you how to put together that profitable estimate. So, get into that webinar and learn about how you can have a profitable business every month. But the problem is if you can't sell it, it doesn't matter. You can have the best offer in the world, but if you can't sell it, then it doesn't matter. And so we've been going through and doing a lot of teaching on selling and stuff. And one of the things we touched on was this upselling and cross-selling. And then basically what these are just ways to add on to that estimate or add on to get more work from that client. And this is so important because especially if you have the job already and you're out there working and you can sell them on another add-on, another feature or service, that's easy to do because it's hard to get new clients and it's hard to build that trust. And so if you get in there already and have that trust, it makes it easy to do these. So today we're going to kind of talk to you a little bit about what cross-selling is and upselling if you're not familiar.
Well, I think these are important because it's getting to be fall. It is September-ish, and this is the time of year when your business starts breaking even for the year. And if you don't know what your business's break-even point is for the year, That is all inside our Profits Up estimating. So you'll know when your business starts to break even for the year. But it's a lot of times it's around fall.
Yeah.
Like this. So once your business breaks even for the year, then you are making even more profit than you even originally are. I don't know how, it's hard to say without getting like too deep into the numbers thing. Anyway, trust me, you're making even more money because you've already paid off all of your overhead for the year. So if you haven't been incorporating these upsells and cross-sells, now is the time to do it, because it is just like putting gasoline on that profit fire. It'll be flashy, hot and flashy.
Yeah. So it's very important to understand all that.
Yeah. So if you don't, if you were like, I do not know what she is talking about, then look into our Profits Up estimating. It's all in there.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you a little definition of what upselling is all about offering usually a higher end service than what you're initially selling them, or it could be a higher end product than what you're initially selling. Now, cross-selling is really offering something that's kind of related to what you're doing. It's kind of more of an add-on, an extra feature, or something else that they can take advantage of.
Yeah, do you have some examples for us just to make this a little clearer?
Say you're just doing a basic yard installation. You can offer them a upsell that would be like a premium package, which could be doing turf treatments. So you can sell them, hey, next spring we can come out here, we can do, we can aerate the yard, we can, put the fertilizer down, and after that gets going, then we can start doing weed treatments and stuff, offering a complete package, offering everything around. Now, like a cross-selling could be, if you're on doing the same job, is adding on some little landscape bed, adding a little tree or something like that. That could be kind of cross-selling, I guess. Some other examples of cross-selling could be you're putting in a landscape or giving an offer for a landscape design, and then you cross-sell them on landscape lighting. You're already doing this, so you can easily add in landscape lighting. It's considered cross-selling. So
didn't you do that a lot with ponds? You would just automatically throw in oh, hey, here's what a lighting package would be, just in case you were interested. It really adds to the aesthetic. It's going to light it up at night. It's going to look great. Here's some pictures of our happy customers that have lights on their ponds at night. You just kind of put it in there. Be like, well, you can always take it out.
Well, and like for water features, just because it came so natural, a lot of that stuff was so simple when you started looking at it. Like water features is, you're installing a pond. Well, there's things you can put on that pond that will automatically add the treatments in, so they don't have to remember to do it monthly. So that's just another add-on. There's all kinds of services, and we can also offer a full maintenance package service on this pond. We come shut it down for you in the wintertime. In ours, we had to shut it down and remove the pumps, and we can store those pumps for you and service for the pumps for you. And then next spring, we can put the pumps back in, pressure wash it all. So there's a lot of different selling types of things that you can go into. And there's a lot that we can do in our business that we just have to really be conscious of these things when you're out there. I went to visit one of our members here this last summer. I went out there, and they went out there just to do a basic cleanup job for this customer. And I kind of just hopped in, and I talked to the owner about this a little bit before. I just literally hopped in.
Oh, this was one of our coaching clients. This is one of the people that we have worked with.
Yeah. So I'm out there, and we're walking around talking to the customer. I was just kind of more so there just to kind of see how he's talking to the customer and see how we can help out. And I threw out there, I'm like, hey, I see you have downspouts here. Do you have a basement here? Yeah, well, these downspouts really pour right on this foundation. A really nice thing would be adding these, the pop-up emitters. We can run a 10-foot pipe from there, hide it in the ground. You can mow right over. You don't have to get off your mower. I upsold it. And I sold it right then and there, just because it's something I saw, and it just naturally comes out. But you have to be aware of these types of things and look at these types of things.
Well, it helps you pointed out the problem. Oh, this dumps right on your basement. You're going to get water in your basement. Nobody wants water in their basement. So it gives them a little bit of that. Oh, gosh. Oh man. If I can get this, and it'll help me not have water in my basement. So
and I've been out there to install a paver patio, and near this patio, I remember there was a concrete wall that's been there for a while, just a retaining wall. And, you can tell the concrete wall's been there. It's got the algae and stuff growing on it. I was like, we can build this patio for you, but let's how about we pressure wash this wall so it makes everything look brand new? I'm like, you're gonna have this beautiful patio, then you have this really kind of dated looking thing. Let's make this look really nice. That was an easy upsell right there because we're already doing this job. It doesn't take much more to do this. I'm always upselling.
Yeah. Once again, well, and to play to their ego a little bit, it's like, oh, you're going to have this beautiful, new patio that's going to look amazing. Yeah. And so, of course, nobody wants, the dank and dingy wall next to the amazing.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, it'll look like how you said, it'll look brand new. It's be mindful of your wording, because when you make it sound awesome, if you play to their ego and you point out how it can, because most people are like risk adverse. And so like with the previous example, when you pointed out, oh, this can help you not have water in your basement, it's like, oh, they'll be like excited that they're avoiding that. So
just a few other examples I have like of upselling. So if you're out there and you're doing turf treatments, you're doing fertilization, could you add in, hey, would you like to upgrade to get organic fertilizers? People love that type of stuff, but
it's important to a lot of people.
Yeah,
so playing to their values.
Yeah, and they may not understand that, or not understand. They may not even realize that you do that or offer that.
That it's even an option.
Yeah. I've heard people doing like extended warranties. Warranties are like a big thing in car and automotive, and I'm now seeing like commercials all the time for like household warranties and stuff like that. Well, is that something that you could do for your patios? Your patios, you're building it the proper way, it's going to last. Could you add another couple more years to that? Could you add another couple more years to your irrigation system? Just those little things that just an upgrade. And just full maintenance packages for your properties, instead of just going out there and doing the mow and blow type stuff. Could you offer seasonal color? Could you offer the turf treatments? All that irrigation maintenance is an option for you. I think it's something that you really need to look at. And just realize there is a difference between upselling and cross-selling. Upselling is really about maximizing that single purchase. When you're out there, you're selling them on something, it's just really just adding more value, adding more money into that bid. And it's something that we all should be kind of doing. Going back to what Katie said, when we're out there doing design for somebody, I would have the designer put in at least a bubbling rock, if not a pondless waterfall, just something to kind of get them thinking about. They may not even thought about having a water feature. I'm always hard when I'm out there talking to them, throwing it out there. They're like, I don't know. But when they start seeing the design and seeing like the walkthrough, like, holy cow, that looks amazing. So you just have to be aware of these types of things out there.
Well, it's easy for them to say no one time. You might have to have multiple touch points on a topic, especially if it's not something they'd ever considered before. Maybe they never thought about a bubbling rock. So so it was easy the first time for them to be like, forget it.
Yeah.
But then if you throw it in a design, have some pictures of other happy customers, they'll be like, oh, wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah. So it's really important just to kind of really look at it. And one thing I will add to, and I do have this down here is as far as like the do's and don'ts, but if you don't offer this type of service, you don't do pressure washing, you don't do tree trimming or something like that, don't offer just to offer. You have to have this in your realm of services you provide. Don't just go buy new equipment.
We're not saying be that person that's like, when they show up, they're like, oh, by the way, can you fix my wiggly door and feed my cat for me while I'm on vacation? If these are things that you don't do, then don't do them.
And I posted this type of question before in our landscape business owner, and there's some crazy things some people have asked, the customers ask them to do, and there has to be a line somewhere. So
yes, that's a good point to bring up. That don't go outside of the realm of things that you already offer.
Only offer
unless you're exploring and doing something different. That's like I said, that's a whole different story than. Can you come on in and,
exactly.
My gate latch doesn't work and all this random crap that people bring up.
So just a couple of like do's and don'ts just to kind of consider before you go out there and do this. Make sure you understand the client's need, before upselling anything, make sure it's going to kind of fit into their budget and fit into the whole project. You're not just throwing in, you're out there doing tree trimming and you're going to throw in a water feature, just make sure it kind of fits.
Make sure it goes together. Well, and if you're in like a nice middle class neighborhood, like you said, throw in a bubbling rock or something like that. Don't put in a $300,000 waterfall. Like know your customer. That's not going to work.
Just make sure you're always paying attention and listening to what the client needs and actually asking for, and you can add on stuff to that, but don't go crazy with some of this stuff. Always be upfront with the cost that it's going to be additional costs. It's not just in there, just make sure you're
But
always
make it easy to take it out, because you don't want to stress your customers out, and you don't want them to feel like you're bamboozling or anything like that. Have it listed out separately. Oh, the package for this is X amount. So it's just one strike to take it off. They can just be like, nope, take that off. Okay, it was one bulk number, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, and I know there's softwares like Jabber out there that you can add these on all the time, and the customer can check it on, yes or no if they want it. So it's a really good thing to use. This one to me is pretty important. It's timing and learning when to read the customer and when to say it. There's times that I've been to customers that I did not throw any upsells on there just because how they are, their mannerisms, and the way they talk. There is a timing to it, because if you go out there and you start throwing out, we can do this right away, the customer, especially at the beginning of the conversation, is going to back off, and they're not going to be like,
well, you got to warm them up a little bit before you start just throwing things at them.
You don't want to be the pushy car salesman. You do not want that at all.
No.
And everybody hates going to car salesmen usually, and you don't want to come across that. So timing is very important. Like I said, there's been times I don't offer any upsells just
if you ain't feeling it, go ahead and let it go.
Yeah. So the other thing is reading the tone and your tone as well of how you're coming across on this. Like when I'm out there talking about water features, you have to be excited about this. I'm literally making waterfall, ripples with my hands and getting excited when I'm talking about that. And that's when it's like, oh, you know what, we can do this. We have this amazing little thing that we can add here. This light would look great here. Highlight this, highlight that, whatever it is. That tone is very important. And when you're doing that, though, you're listening to the client and seeing how their reaction is and how they're taking it. If they're like, then okay, they're not interested. I'm going to back off that. So the tone is very important. So then after all this, it's kind of important to kind of do some follow-ups. So towards the end of the conversation, after you're about ready to leave the property, just kind of follow up with them. Make sure they're interested in those types of things before you even waste your time creating a bid and adding on these other things. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then, just again, kind of don't offer any, items that aren't relevant to what you're doing. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, just don't be pushy, and don't force it onto people, because you don't want to be that car salesman. But it is very important, and like Katie said, right now at this time of year specifically, is to really push these upsells. And the whole thing is because you've started building trust, especially if it's an upsell or a cross-sell while you already have the job. It's very easy to do because you built that trust. Like I've been out there putting a paver patio in, and they have a deck there. I already have a pressure washer. We pressure wash stuff all the time. Hey, let's pressure wash this deck, and I didn't seal it, but I would pressure wash it for you.
Because sealing was outside of the realm of what we did. We didn't seal decks, but we pressure washed.
Yeah, and again, it's just, we got this beautiful patio. You got this dated, deck here. Let's get this all cleaned up for you. I've upsold plastic rocks, fake rocks, to put over well covers that are in the yard, just because it looks kind of better. We have all this beautiful rock, and then you got this white pole sticking out of the ground. So let's cover this up. So there's just a lot of opportunities that I think many landscapers leave out. They're just focused on listening to the customer. Now I've heard people say, well, they don't want to pay for what they have. Well, look at it this way: when people go buy cars, they are looking for all these little features that they have on the cars, the navigation system, the awesome stereo, and all these fancy doodads they have on there now. But it's the same thing. People want all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's up to you to offer it to them and see if they're interested in it, and give them the price, be fair about it. But if they're not even aware that this is an option, they're not going to do it. So they might not even know to ask for it. Yeah, you are the salesperson. You are the one kind of throwing out there. You are the professional. Again, don't come across as a salesy car salesperson, but you want to be the professional and educate the person. I just like to think of it as these are just opportunities that they don't know exist. Mm-hmm. These people probably want their yard to look nice. Well, this is just another opportunity for you to help them reach their goal of their yard looking nice. Yeah. It just might be something that they didn't think of. And like you said, you're the professional. It's your job to provide the options. And this is part of that too, that will help set you apart from other landscapers, because a lot of landscapers that are out there will just come off of the basic thing. They'll listen to what the customer has. They want a 10 by 10 patio, a few plants around, and that's what they'll sell them. well, what if you're out there and like, yeah, we can put this patio in here, but let's choose a really nice soldier course, that Unilock has this amazing color, this copthorn, or whatever it is, a certain type of edging that you can put on there just that matches the house. That's what's going to help set you apart. Because again, people want those other features that are unique.
Most people don't know what a patio soldier course is.
Yeah.
So they won't know to ask for it.
Yeah.
And so just throw it in there. And like you said, if it matches the house,
Yeah.
and then maybe give some pictures of jobs where you've done this. Like if you put a picture of a patio of one with it and one without it next to each other, then you can see the difference. You can see, oh, well, yeah, that just looks, that little bit nicer.
Yeah. And like patios just for itself. I always tell when I'm going out there talking to the customer, I always educate them and let them know that patios, yes, they're very low maintenance, but there is still maintenance. There is still some type of work.
No such thing as no maintenance.
Yeah, so it does, it just depends on the area and all that. But, there might be some pressure washing needs to be done. Every couple of years we throw some sealer on there just to protect it, make it last longer, protect your investment. And those are little things that you can go in and add on, because if that just little thing you mentioned there is different than what that other competitor says, they're like, oh, I'm going to go with them. They told me I have to do maintenance on it. I didn't, this other customer didn't, or other competition didn't tell me that. So again, it's your job to be the salesperson. Again, we're not being salesy, but you have to sell. You have to be one bringing, making more money. And these are easy things to do, these upsells and cross sells. So make sure you start offering it, start checking and learning about these types of things.
And if you're confident in your work and you're confident in your skills, and you know that you are approaching this just from the attitude of, this is another way that I can help you make your yard look how you want it, then there's no reason to feel slimy or skeezy about it. This is what you do. You help people make their yards look amazing. Yeah. So this is just one more way that you are fulfilling on your job.
Yeah. Going back to that example where I said I went out to visit one of our clients and, I upsold them the pop-up emitters that go in the ground. They had a brick paver sidewalk in the back that was like very bad shape. I told them, wait a couple weeks after you finish this job, because I think they're doing it like the next week or something. It's like, wait a few weeks, take a picture of that right now, that patio that looks like crap. There's like weeds coming up through them, and go offer just at first. You can offer either redo it, or you can offer to just pressure wash it and seal it just to clean that up. And, just offer those types of things to this person. And I didn't follow up to see if he did that, but that's another thing. Again, just think about those types of things. You're out there, take a picture of it, and then just send it to them. Because if you did a great job on that first project, you have a customer. You need to keep that customer and just keep offering these types of things to them. And again, we're not coming across salesy, but just they never thought about it. They never realized it could be done. So just give them the opportunity. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And again, so like Katie said earlier on, we have our webinar coming up on September 21st. This should be 21st. So head over to milliondollarlandscaper.com/build and get signed up for that today. And it's going to be an amazing webinar. We're very excited for this webinar to come out. So
yeah, it'll be great. And if you were completely lost and didn't know what I was talking about your break-even date and all that, just go to milliondollarlandscaper.com and check out our Profits Up estimating.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today, and have a great day.
Yep.